everyone. Like my camera is not really sharp. Hello.
Huh?
Baby girl of life. Ready? Hi, girl.
Hi,
How are you? Hi,
I'm good.
hi.
I'm
My
good.
camera is not clear. Jesus Christ. How's everything?
Huh?
How's everything?
It's going well. It's going well. Hello,
Fantastic. Let me try
everyone.
to clean this camera thing.
Okay.
So, okay, I don't know. Okay,
You
I
like
think it's
it now?
better now. Yeah. How's everything?
It's going well. Aha, it's clear. It's clearer now. It's
Fantastic.
clear. Clearer now.
Fantastic. And all your live sessions, I'm sure you must be tired.
Not yet, oh. My teacher, I see what. In fact, I see how many more lined up this week.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Fantastic. So, welcome, guys. Welcome to AGS Tribe. I'm not going to assume everyone here knows me because some people have also come from Stephanie's page. So, my name is Durosinmi Etti. I'm founder of AGS Tribe. AGS Tribe is a platform that connects women to each other and to opportunities such as grants, fellowships, loans, and all of that. So we also have a community of entrepreneurs and professionals. Right now, we're over 1,100, and we'll be able to just help each other grow. We're connecting each other to make sure that collaborations happen. We're pushing each other. We have like this community where we all chat and talk about different issues that are going on in our businesses or our careers and all of that. So welcome. So today on this episode of you know Untold Stories of Failures. I can't wait to hear all Stephanie has to say. Like, we'll be having several buzz sessions, and I'm super, super excited. I know that it's not easy being an entrepreneur or even building anything in Nigeria. Stephanie has done amazingly well. She's built, she's become like a tech entrepreneur. She's come up with different solutions that are solving, issues in Nigeria. So I can't wait to hear her story. So Stephanie, tell me, let's know what's your story. We went to school together, guys. So Stephanie and I went to school. Stephanie was an FICO, like Kemi Onobanjo. That's why both of them are my friends from school. She's an FICO. Like I always say, I was like the tyrant in school, but we managed to still turn out okay, thank God. So yeah, tell me your story. So what's your story? How did you get to where you are? I know you studied computer science and all of that, but how did you really, really get to where you are today?
Okay. Thank you, Ife, for having me. Thank you, everyone, for coming live with such short notice. We just announced it today, and you guys still came. Thank you so much. All right. Now, yes, like Ife said, we went to school together, we went to Covenant, and interestingly, I and Kemi, she was here some days ago. I and Kemi were classmates, and we're also project partners, and we both made placements. And then we both got to work in the same company. Our first year out of school, we got a job, multinational
Well,
company.
yeah,
Yeah, that was my first job.
oh,
At
I didn't
Ericsson.
know. Oh, right. Okay, I didn't know.
Ah,
Okay.
so I had done everything right. I was a good girl. I just saved my books and read and read and read, and I came out with first class. And then I got the reward, which is a great job. All right. And I was supposed to be like the good, like this is what you should do. Go to school, read your book, get a good job. I had a good job in a multinational company. For 1 year, I had not been there for up to a year. I lost my job. And it was such a shocker. Because you think that people that lose their jobs are people who are not serious, are not smart, are not good enough, are not spiritual enough, are not everything, you think that they're not good enough. But you know, that experience was first of all a wake up call for me because I realized that it doesn't matter what expectations you have, it doesn't matter what your um qualifications are or anything. Sometimes there might be a recession, which at that time in that year that was happening. There was a recession, and so the company had to do restructuring. And they woke up one day and said, "This department, this role doesn't exist anymore." So it wasn't personal. It wasn't about there's nothing personal about it. It's just that somebody in Sweden said this role doesn't exist anymore. We are going to restructure. So overnight, I did not have a job anymore. And then they told all of us that to get new jobs in the company, we have to reapply. So you'll be reapplying for people who have been there older than you have. All right. So that one is just a way of telling you that you're on your way out. So I was lucky. I had it's now called like a sponsor in the organization who helped me to find a different role within the organization. All right. 6 months into that same organization, this time they did another business restructuring, and the entire department, they wiped us all away. They moved the department to India. All right. And then all of us in like in like one sweep, all of us lost our jobs again. And this was such a I don't know how to explain it. I remember crying to my friend, why are these things happening to me? Why is it not happening to other people? Like, I've done everything right. So why am I in a place where I keep, like, these kind of things keep happening to me? Why is it only me? And I could have said why is it only me, but it was like a wake up call for me, because it made me realize that many times it's not about if it's so easy for them to just say, oh yeah, everybody out. All right. It means that what it really means is that you are not yet creating value in such a way that people can't tell you get out. That's what it means. And so from that age, what was I then? I can't remember. But from that age, I started to think to myself that how do I become the kind of person that is difficult for them to just ignore me, like to just push me like this, why? To just kick me out like this, push. It's difficult. How do I become that kind of person? And that kind of led me on this personal development journey. So I stopped waiting for anybody to develop me. I stopped waiting for like people to do things for me. I started saying, everybody is out there fighting for their own self. If I don't find a way of making myself valuable, I'm always going to be kicked out. So then I started going to I went to business school. I did my internship at Durosinmi Foundation. I don't know if you know this. I was one of the first set of people that the foundation did anything with. We had a program called AMIP. And so I went to do internship there. I was like, I was a science person, but I started saying I need to learn new skills. And one of the skills I need to learn in this new world is business. So I went to business school, and once again, I launched my first product after business school, and it failed. And once again, I wanted to understand what was going on in my head. I have gone to business school. I have a certain idea of who I think I am and the value that I think I bring to the table. And then I launched my first product, and it failed. That first product was supposed to be a workshop. So for now, as an aside, for the past 10 years, I had been doing accessories. It was a hobby for me. All right. And I used to make money from it when I was in school, when I was in NYSC, when I was doing my first job in Ericsson, I was doing business. And so I went to business school, I was still doing business. So I felt like, I now have business sense. I now have business skills. I'm now qualified. I'm now trained on business. If I go into this one and I launch something, it will be such a hit. My first product, once again, it failed. And I can still remember that I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed by that because I had made mouth. I had told all my friends that I'm launching a product. I had made so much mouth. When you come out there, you want to push this new idea, and you have talk. Everybody's telling you, are you sure you can do it? I'm like, yes, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. You not do it and fail for everybody. So I was a bit embarrassed. And I remember that I went for one event, and it was Dangote who was speaking at that event. And Dangote started telling us story after story, how he created the bank, and his friends came and ate his money. His friends came and borrowed money and never paid back. That business failed. He said how he brought one machine to Nigeria. The machine could not enter into Nigeria. They said it's too heavy for our goods. And so that machine ended there at the port. That business, that idea died. So he was telling us story about after story about his failures. And I remember that I was listening to him and I was like, wait, though, this man is a billionaire. Like, he's how much? As in, how much did I lose? I didn't lose anything. Like, my failure compared to his failure is nothing. All right. So why am I here crying and behaving as if the whole world has failed me? Like, why am I behaving as if the whole, like, like this thing is too big? When I compared my failure story to his failure story, I was like, Stephanie, you have not even failed. Or you are carrying your bag and start again. And so I started again. And this time I became a better marketer because I realized that yes, I know certain things, but if you don't know marketing, it doesn't matter how great you are, it doesn't matter the kind of skills that you have. If you don't market, if you don't know how to sell your ideas in a way that people will want to buy it, you will struggle. All right. So at that time, I used to be very shy. I was very introverted. Like, I'm still an introvert, but it was worse then. I couldn't stand in front of people. I couldn't speak in front of people. I couldn't um I couldn't market because I used to feel like if I'm marketing, it means as if I'm begging someone to buy from me. So ego, pride, everything is mixed up in there. And I used to feel one way about marketing. But after I decided to learn marketing as a skill, I became a student of marketing. I'm telling you, I started learning how to market. It doesn't come to me naturally. If you know me now, you say, oh, Stephanie is a great marketer. It didn't come to me naturally. It's a skill I had to learn, in order to stop, in order to be able to get people to pay for my products. So I started marketing this time around, and people started coming to me. So I started getting my first set of students, and then I started getting people who come to me from outside Nigeria. Oh, Stephanie, I want to pay for your online course. Sorry, for your training. I couldn't travel to all those places where they were calling me from, and that's how I launched my first online course. So my first online course came from a place of innovation. How do I serve these people who are trying to partake of my training? Now, by this time, when I was doing this thing, I was now in my second place of work. I started working at L'Oreal. It's a beauty company, it's the biggest beauty company in the world. So I was working there, and it was a good side hustle for me. At some point, my accessories, my online course business was earning the same amount of money I was earning in a month from my multinational job. I was like, oh my God. No, 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 no. This is
How
too
much
good.
was that?
I don't share that number out there now. So this was so good to be true. And so I resigned from my job and said, I'm going to, I'm going to, I'm going to launch, focus on online courses. All right. And so I resigned. I didn't wait to my parents. I just resigned. All right. I didn't want anybody to discourage me. I just resigned, and I was going to now focus on the online course business. Look, have you ever heard of one hit wonder? You know what one hit wonder means? One hit wonder means that you do something once, you can't replicate it. That's what happened to me. I started trying to do what I did with my first online course. I couldn't do it. My first year, I earned 20,000 naira in total. My first year. Meanwhile, I have quit my job. Meanwhile, I am now focused on this thing full time. Meanwhile, as in, my head was blowing up because I was saying, why can't I replicate this success? Why can't I replicate the success? I did not know what I was doing wrong. I was trying everything. I was trying everything. I was trying everything. And one year, I would launch online course after online course after online course. And I'm saying it because, now many of you are going to start launching new products. And what you might find is that you are trying to launch the products and it's not working. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just how I put it. I did not know what I did right the first time, and so I couldn't replicate the success again. That's what I'm trying to explain. And I had to start launching online course after online course after online course. I launched 20 online courses. 20, 20. I was like a mad person that time, and But in the process of launching all those online courses, I now started to document what was working. So what works, what doesn't work? What should I do? What shouldn't I do? How should I price? How shouldn't I price? What should I name something? How shouldn't I name something? And the process of failure helped me to start documenting. I no longer take any success, I no longer take it for granted. If I achieve something, I will write it down. How did I achieve it? What did I do? Step one, step two, step three. Because the thing with creatives is that many times you think is that it is your you think that it didn't just happen. It didn't just happen. There's something that you did to get it to happen. And if you don't document it, you keep making mistakes again. So for me, I will launch an online course this month. I will make money. Next year, not next year, next month, I'll launch another one. It won't sell, and we'll be going through several emotional, what do you call it, ups and downs, because you are like, who like me now? Don't they like me? Don't they want to support me? Am I doing something wrong? Is something wrong with the way I look? You start acting, oh, this person I entered my industry is competing with me. That's why I did not make money. Meanwhile, you won't realize that it's a step that you did not take. All right. So the more I documented, the more I started to find what worked and what didn't work. Another thing that happened to me that I learned in that period is that when I was launching my online course in 95, I had a buffer in that my 95. When I decided to launch to do full time, my cost structure changed. I did not realize. My cost structure had now changed. So before I will still have money from my 95, and that will take care of certain things for me. Now my entire business, my entire expenses were now focused on this business, because I was only launching mini products, for example. So let's say I used to launch 2K courses. I'll launch a 2K course. I will market it, market it, market it, market it, market it. 2,000 naira and 50 people. That's 100,000 naira. Is that money? Yes. Is it enough to cover my costs? No. And so, once again, I did not realize that everybody on social media, for example, all of us, we are all different. We all have our own different realities. All right. So the fact that somebody is selling a course for 2,000 naira does not mean that you should sell your own for 2,000 naira, because that person might be doing a side hustle. For you, it's your full-time business. If you're not able to cover all your costs, you're going to be in trouble. Now, you see the thing I'm telling you, I did not document it that time, and I made the mistake again, because my business has now grown. We're now in a place where we're now hiring tech. I now have a tech platform. I did not get investors for it. We are funding it ourselves. I now have developers working for me. I'm now paying for things like hosting, email specialists, product managers. My costs have significantly increased. But so my cost has significantly increased. Now, there's several things I used to do before when my costs were lower to take care of cash flow. So, for example, because I have to pay salaries, I would launch certain products that would take care of salaries for 6 months. So I'm never in a place where I'm hustling and looking for money to pay salaries. But I forgot this step. My cost structure increased. I did not make enough money to pay salaries for 6 months, and then Corona happened. Corona happened, and for the first time, as I was sharing this with Ife, for the first time, I realized that I now started having cash flow problems. And that's because this mistake, I've made it before, but I did not learn it. And now I'm learning it again. That we always have to create products at different price points, because the economy will change. So before, I used to have high price products only. I have a, I used to do big things. So I have $30,000 product. I have a $15,000 product. And before, people could pay me that amount of money without blinking. But with Corona, people started saying, oh, Stephanie, I want to hold on to my money. I'm afraid. Now, I did not realize this on time, because many times we feel like the environment, my business is a small business, and my economy will not affect me. So sometimes we don't realize that everything happening in the economy, in one way or the other, it will affect you. It will affect your cash flow, and so your business will change. And if you're not looking at that business and saying what is changing in the market and how is it affecting my cash flow, how is it affecting my business, you just see yourself hustling, like struggling or being stressed out. All right, because you're not checking to see what's different, what's changing, how does the change affect me. And I've talked to a number of people about this thing, and a number of people are still in denial. Now, if you find that your business has changed, it's time to launch another type of product. Don't live in denial, please, because this problem is not going anywhere. You must have heard people talk about how COVID-19 is affecting us, and the impact of COVID-19. So the question now becomes, what are you going to do about it? What new thing do you need to launch into the market? Are you going to try to continue what you were doing before? Is it sustainable? Your business, the world is changing. Are you changing? Are you reacting to it? It took me, in fact, I had to hit rock bottom last month before I woke up. So because before I was not awake, I was just thinking that, I was relaxing, thinking that things will still come back to normal. But when I hit my rock bottom moment again, which is that for the first time in a number of years, I now started struggling to pay salaries. I had to ask myself, Stephanie, have you been here before? Have you made this mistake before? What did you do to solve this mistake? And what I did at the time is I launched the product. So in these trying times, you might be feeling that this is not the time to sell. This is actually the time to sell, but you have to sell a product that people actually want in this. All right. If I think I've spoken for too long, please let me talk.
I was going to say, I have another question. So, on your tech journey, what was your biggest mistake? What do you think happened that could have changed the game for you? But thank God, thankfully, you came out of it. So, on your tech journey, I really want to know, what was your biggest mistake?
I'm still in the mistake. I'm still in the mistake. The biggest problem for me was assumptions. 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 I assume that people will think on my platform, if I just launch it. Now, that's the funny thing about this thing. The funny thing about it is that when I create online courses, the way I do mine, I tell people that sell the online course before you create it. All right? Sell the online course before you create it. Don't go and create the product and start looking for customers. For my tech platform, I should have sold the platform before I created it. But then I created the platform, spent so much money in tech development. In fact, the people that are doing my platform now, they are the third people that I use. The first set of people I use is one Indian guy. Midway into the project, he disappeared. The second person I used, 3 months after the project, he did not agree again. All right? We have to start from beginning again. We start from beginning again. So this is the third time I'm paying for this tech platform. Third time. And I felt that if I finish creating the tech platform, people will just rush and sign up for it. Like they will rush it. We built the tech platform, and guess what? We didn't have users. So I'm still inside there because I now realize that I now have to find the user. All right. But when I'm asking other people to launch, and what really hit me was that I asked myself, why did I make this mistake? Because when I'm launching an online course, I know this mistake, I know this thing, and I always teach it that don't go and start spending money and doing things before people pay you. Get people to pay you first, and then you then use the money that I used to pay you to go and build anything you want to build. All right. But in my and this is how I've built my online course business. When I now went to my tech platform, I made a mistake because I felt like this thing I'm talking about is only for online course. But it's the same thing. I should have launched an MVP. And that's what in tech for all they call it. I should have launched an MVP, a minimum viable product, and just tested that one first. Instead of this big thing I went to go and create, and now we can't sell it. Or we'll sell it, but we're now struggling to sell it. All right. And the point I'm trying to make is that many times the mistakes that we make, they become bold because many other people are still making those mistakes. If you package those, that if you've now gotten results in anything, if you package that result into like a product, people will pay to learn. People will pay to learn it. If you package it into a product, people will pay to learn it. And I want to also quickly say something. If I quickly answered your question, like when you were asking me, I quickly answered it. How much I earned from my first piece of work. You know, when you work in certain places, they actually write all this confidential stuff. So the reason why I don't talk about the numbers is that it's because of that confidential stuff that I signed. All right. But for my own online course, whenever I'm making my own business now, I can talk about it because I don't have any course anywhere. And I feel like when we talk about money, people can see what I'm saying. But for all the times that I've signed courses, I try not to talk about it so that I don't get into trouble. That's why I couldn't answer that earlier question.
Okay, that's fine. I understand. Okay.
All right. Do you have any
Thank
other
you very
questions?
Of course. Don't worry, we have plenty questions. We have plenty questions for you. So on your journey, do you think do you think it's better to launch a web app or a mobile app, or what's the best option for people that want to go into tech?
It depends.
It
So it
depends.
depends.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you ask me, I think that you shouldn't even start with a tech platform. I think that you should, like, I love what you're doing with AGS Tribe. It's like it's like it's like an MVP. Start as small as you can. All right. If you have to start with a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group, start with that. All right. And that will give you more insights on what kind of tech platform you should actually build. In fact, you can build the tech platform with the people who are going to use the tech platform. You can ask them, what do you guys think? Do you think we should do mobile? Do you think we should do web? Instead of just sitting down in your cave and and working on something alone, make it interactive because they'll tell you, no, I don't want to use web, or I want to use mobile. I want something in my phone like this. Or they'll tell you, oh no. I think I want web. I like the experience. I like something. I think that the best way to get feedback on what you should launch on and how you should launch it is through your audience. And the earlier you start speaking to them, the better. The earlier you start speaking to them, the better. The earlier you start speaking to them, the better. And they will guide you on what to do.
Okay. In terms of partnerships, so have you gone into any partnerships that you have, regretted, or did you have to dissolve any partnership that you've gone into partnership agreements? What challenges, or have you been in any partnership, and what challenge have you faced in terms of partnering with people?
So partnerships, first of all, I've been in some. First of all, I realized that I haven't really used partnerships to grow my business because in the beginning, when I started, if I reach out to some people, they'll be like, oh no, like they'll give you a no, like a blunt no. And I took the partnerships really hard. I took it to heart. And because I took it to heart, I stopped looking for who to partner with. I was like, you know what? Let me just go and be doing this my thing. I don't want anybody to tell me no. So sometimes the fear of no makes you to stop going into a lot of partnerships. So for me, when I tried to start doing partnerships, I got a number of no's, and that made me to like how I dealt with it then was to heal, was to face my work and be doing things on myself. Now, what I know now, it doesn't matter if anybody tells me no, I go to the next person. If you tell me no again, I go to the next. Like as far as I know that I'm bringing value, eh? And it is a win-win for the two of us. If you don't see it and you tell me no, I won't say, oh, before I will interpret it as the person doesn't want to work with me. I used to be too emotional about it. Now I'm no longer emotional. I just move to the next. All right. The second kind of partnership that the second experience I had with partnership, I started doing partnership. And what I found sometimes is that if you are trying to get into a partnership when you are not yet sure of yourself, all of us have a phase where we are not sure of ourselves, like we are still shaking, like we are still afraid, we are still, we are not yet, our mind has not yet become strong like this. So if you're in that place where your mind is not yet, you're not very confident yet, what will happen is that you might get into a partnership that doesn't really serve you. All right, you might sabotage, as in the partnership, it doesn't serve you, but you are there and you agreed to do terms because you did not really believe in yourself. All right, that also happened. It happened to me before. I got into a partnership that 1 year into the partnership, I asked myself, what am I? Why? And we now had to go and negotiate the partnership again. Because so instead of me to be bitter and say, oh, I'm not doing it, we went back to the table to say, I think that we should discuss the terms of our agreement. All right, it's between the two of us for us to continue working together. I've done it for some time. This is not working for me. This is not working for me. This is not working for me. And this is how I think that we should do it going forward. So having those conversations helped me to still be doing partnerships instead of saying that, oh no, I'm burnt. Is that I went back to the table. Now this phase I'm in, now I have now embraced partnerships because I've learned that, and one of the things I believe now is that if you're trying to do big things, you have to do with people. If you're trying to do big, massive things, you can't do it alone. And sometimes when you are trying to do it alone, you can't go far. All right. So because I'm now open to partnerships, my mind is now open to partnerships. One of the partnerships that I just got into is a partnership with Shikuded. I went to Shikuded. I said Shikuded, I'm running a program called Knowledge is the New Gold Challenge. It's a challenge to help 1,000 women to launch their online courses in 30 days and make money from it, especially in these COVID times. But some of them can't fund it yet. It's 50,000 naira, but they can't fund it. Can you partner with me as a financial partner? And they said yes. So we now have a partnership with Shikuded, and we are now they are now funding businesses to come and sign up for my program. And we plan to fund 1,000 businesses to sign up for my program. Now, could I have done that alone? If I like, let me be shouting from the top of my lungs, market by myself. I may not have gotten that kind of traction in a few days, but because of the partnership, we now have that. Two of us are now able to achieve this great thing together. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I was reading through your story and everything when you said you launched, the program, and then nobody came. There's this picture that you always put up where you say, "Oh, you had it set up, and then nobody came." Can you take us through that journey and how you actually came out of that? Because a lot of people are very, very scared to launch, different things, different products, different, monetizing their skills and stuff like that. So how did you, go through that process, and how did you now become very confident to now start selling things at up to $30,000? I mean, that's a huge. You have to have balls to say you want to sell something for $30,000 coming from a place where you launch a product and nobody came. Nobody came to that program and stuff. Yeah.
So, like I said, I said earlier that it was a very emotional journey for me because when you launch first of all, before you launch a product, you have to get over your fears. You'll be afraid that, hey, I'm not sure. All right. So, but in spite of that fear, you will still launch this product. And then when you then launch it, your biggest fears come true. The thing I feared most has come upon me. All right, your biggest fears come alive. And many times, what I did at the time is that I first of all personalized it. I was like, why doesn't anybody want to learn from me? Is it that I'm not good enough? Is it that I'm not something enough? You know, I took it personal at first because I felt like it's me that has a problem. It's me that has a problem. I'm not, people don't like me, people don't want me, people don't. So when I was thinking from that mindset about how I'm not enough, that is what affected me from being able to market. It affected me. All right. When I then said that, you know what, this thing is not about me. It's not about me. If I launch a product and nobody buys it, what? I start saying something's wrong. Nothing wrong with me. It's a skill gap. It's a skill gap. To sell products, you need marketing. So if I'm not selling products, it means that I don't know marketing. And many times you can be so good at what you do. You can be so good at what you do, but if you haven't mastered the art of selling your ideas, packaging your ideas and selling them, you will constantly be frustrated. And let me tell you something. You'll be coming online. You'll be seeing other people who are marketing their products. You'll be beefing them. This one, just packaging. That one, just because she's using red lipstick. This one is because, you know, you'll be busy criticizing other people because you are like, you can't explain how they're able to get results and why you can't. So it's one thing to be an expert in your topic, it's another thing to be able to market that thing. All right. It's one, please let's differentiate it. It's one thing to be good at what you do, it's another thing to be able to communicate what you do. It's another thing to be able to convince people that look, this thing I'm doing is good for you. It's another thing to be able to get people to actually pay for what you are selling. All right. And that's what marketing is. I think that is a skill that every entrepreneur should learn. Not even just entrepreneurs, even people that work in 9 to 5. It's a skill that you need to have to market yourself within the organization. It's a skill that we all need to learn because the way the world is, people look at you. It's what isn't. Nobody knows how amazing you are on the inside. It's only God that knows how amazing you are on the inside. A lot of people are looking at you on the outside and they are making decisions based on what you say, on how you look, on how you present yourself. They're making decisions because of that. I'm telling you. And so if you don't know how to present yourself and communicate in a compelling manner, you will struggle to sell any idea.
Okay. Thank you very much for that response. Mm-hmm. So another question I have for you is, earlier on you mentioned that, you know, this whole COVID season or COVID era, you became cash strapped and all of that, and you know, you were thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to, you know, sort out salaries? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? So can you take me through the process, because that's a huge challenge for a lot of entrepreneurs right now. Can you take me through the process of how you were able to solve that issue, if you've solved that issue, and how you, if you've solved it, then tell us how you did that, or what processes. If you haven't solved it yet, tell me what processes you're taking, what steps you're taking.
I've solved it.
Okay, yes. Tell us how you were able to solve that.
In order to solve my cash flow problem, I had to raise 42 million naira. In order to solve my cash flow problem, I had to raise 42 million. How did I raise it? Number one, I launched a product. I launched a product that people need in this season. I launched a product people need in this season. So what it means that what I was selling before is no longer needed in this season. In this season, there's something that is needed. And so I had to launch a product that people need now. All right. And that's what I launched. Knowledge is the New Gold Challenge. I've launched it myself alone, marketing it. 98 people signed up for it. We haven't even had the challenge yet. 98 people have signed up for it. Myself alone. Now, number two, because I now have a product that is tried and tested, I can then use Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads to get in front of new audiences. So it's a tried and tested product. But guess what? Only let's say only 50,000 people have heard about me. To get that product in the front of a million people, who have never heard about me, never heard about anybody around me, never heard of anybody in my network, a brand new world, I have to use Facebook ads. So I now, because I have a tested product, if I market it using Facebook ads, I can scale up the impact and more people will sign up for it. All right, because the test is a product people want in this season. That's the second strategy, second way I'm raising this money. The third way is that I've doing partnerships now. One of the partnerships that I'm doing is with Secluded, who is funding people who want to pay me but cannot afford to pay me. All right. So if Secluded funds 1,000 people, that's 50 million naira for me. And that's not the only thing I'm doing. It's not the only thing I'm doing. There are other strategies that I'm implementing, and they're based on these partnerships, partnering with different people to be able to sell this my one product. So I'm not even launching 10 different things at the same time. I'm launching one thing. And that one thing is what I call a perfect online course. It's something that I've seen that people want to pay for it right now. So instead of creating multiple different things, I launch that one and I say, how can I get more people to buy it? There are people everywhere. There are people, there are people in Nigeria, people in Ghana, people in Kenya, people in America, people in Gambia. How can I get all those people to buy me? So with this one product, if I'm going to give you an update of where we are at the end of maybe next month or something like that, this one product, I'm going to keep on selling it over and over and over and over again. And that's how I'm going to solve this cash flow issue that I have. That's how I'm going to solve it.
Well done. So, guys, diversify, monetize. All everything that you need to do right now. Right now it's better for you to gather income because you don't know. Like when Mr. Hakimbelo Sage came on, he said, this era is probably going to be on until 2022. So it's important for you to come up with products that are useful and relevant in this season. Very, very important. And I'm very happy that Stephanie has also spoken to us about something that she had to do. Before, she had products that were $30,000, $1,000. I've even paid for one of it, and for my own online course and all of that. So I know how important it is for you to have different products that can give you income at this time. I even have an example of something like that that has happened to me in this season, and how I also came up with a product that helped me solve some of the challenges that I needed to sort out ASAP because I did not have access to my account. So it's very, very important for you to think about different ways that you can make income at this time, because very soon people are going to run out. Personal disposable income is not increasing. Right now, everybody's being shrewd. People are losing their jobs, so people are more conservative about their income. So if you're not really coming up with a product that is very, very important for people to use right now, you're not going to be selling. So thanks, Stephanie, for that. Another question. I wanted to, sorry, do you have any other things to ask? Okay.
No, you're welcome.
Okay, so now collaboration. So you've spoken about, in fact, what you even spoke about before, I think, was more collaboration, even if it's partnership in some sense. In terms, what I want to know is, another thing I want to know is, have you ever been in partnership? So like co-founded a company with somebody else? Have you ever done anything like that?
Oh no, I haven't. Okay. Co-founded.
Okay. Okay, so guys, you can now throw in your questions to Stephanie, and I'll be reading out the questions to her, and then she'll just start responding to the questions. So you can start putting your questions in there. I'll scroll up as well and see if there are any questions that we have missed so far. I'm not seeing any questions up there. You guys don't have questions for Stephanie. You're just enjoying all her money talks. I'm scrolling up to read questions.
There's one by Nancy. Have you seen it?
Sorry?
Scroll down. Scroll down.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Nancy. Okay, Nancy says, how can I build trust and get people to buy into someone? I'm just starting. So when you're just starting, don't look at yourself as just starting. You are not just starting. Like, you are just starting to monetize your knowledge, but you are not just starting to build your brand. You have been doing stuff before you started monetizing your knowledge. So your first set of customers are going to be within your network, people who already know you. All right, they're going to be within your network, and they've seen you. They've been seeing you. They've seen how you've done something. They're like, how does she do this thing? How does she do this thing? How does she do this thing? So the moment you decide to now create a product, they will pay for it. All right, so you don't have to say, oh, I'm just starting. You have been building trust since you are already a personal brand. Since it's not until you like come on social media and put yourself out there. You are already by yourself. You think you were born, you became a personality, and you already have a brand. All right. Now, if people have been watching you over the years, they will see that you're good at something. When you start teaching it as a product, your network will buy from you first. Then now becomes a ripple effect. People say, you should go and try her. You should go and so word of mouth alone can even market you. Even before you come and start doing like big full scale marketing on social media, you come on social media to expand your reach, all right, and to get more people. But if you launch something, your immediate network should be able to patronize you first. All right, so just start with and sell to your immediate network. Go key.
Asking that
Okay.
how do I identify what people want to learn? I'm talking about filling a knowledge gap.
Okay, how do I identify what people want to learn? And I'm talking about filling knowledge gap. All right. So first and foremost, let's be clear about this. Nobody wants to buy an online course. Nobody wants to buy a book. Nobody wants to buy anything. Like nobody wants to buy anything. Everybody wants to hold their money to themselves. All right. But people have problems. People have problems. People have problems. So if you say, what problems do people have? Let me solve it. I will solve it in form of an online course, or I will solve it. I will solve it in form of a webinar, or I will solve it in form of templates, or I will solve it in form of. So you can decide how you want to solve the problem. An online course is one way to solve the problem. There are many more ways, but when you decide how to solve it, you can then say, hey, I have a solution for you. I can pay for the solution. Now they're paying for it because it solves a problem. All right. So don't say, how do I identify what people want to learn? The question is, what problem people have? What problem right now in this corona season? What problem can I solve? Let me come up with a product that will solve that problem. So, for example, in my own case, a lot of people, a lot of businesses have been on lockdown for 4 weeks. So if you're a makeup artist now and used to make people up, for 4 weeks you haven't earned any money because nobody comes to do makeup. If you had a brick and mortar store where you used to sell bags and shoes for 4 weeks, unless you don't have any online presence, for 4 weeks the shop has been shut down. You can't do anything. Now, for a lot of entrepreneurs, it means that they're not making money in this period, and we don't know how long this lockdown is going to continue. And so I said, how can I help entrepreneurs to make money in this period? I can show them how to launch an online course, which is a product that they can sell regardless of whether the shop is locked or whether the shop is not locked or whether the lockdown goes for 1 month or whether it goes on for 6 months. So it doesn't matter. You will have an online course that you can sell continuously all the time. So for you to ask yourself, what problem is in society, is in the environment right now? How can I solve it? And let me sell it as a solution in form of an online course. Yeah.
Thank you. Someone is saying, thank you, Stephanie. Please, how can a business that's into luxury leather pieces create value people can pay for, since they are mostly interested in essential products?
So now is the time to pivot, open your mind to try new things. All right. So if you're selling luxury leather pieces and your customers are refusing to pay for those luxury leather pieces. Maybe now you can sell something else that is cheaper to your customers. Maybe you can say how to take care of the luxury leather pieces you already have. Maybe you can say um how to is there any ongoing service you do to clients normally? Is there any ongoing service? Something they used to come and pay you for? You can even start saying how you can even start teaching other people how to make luxury leather bags.
Or how
All
to
right.
clean leather. How to clean leather. Like that's such a big deal. Like people have leather cars, people have leather chairs at home, stuff like that, cracked leather and stuff. So if you can start teaching them, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. And they've seen you say, oh, I have done a luxury leather bag business for a luxury leather pieces business for the past 3 years. I'm good at leather. I'm something at leather. I'm better at leather. I'm better at leather. I can show you how to save money by cleaning your leather pieces by yourself. Here's how to do it. You see, so still using your same skills, still using your same expertise, you just focus on a different problem that they now have. So now many people may not be able to 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 pay for things to be done for them, but they can pay for you to teach them how to do it, so they can do it by themselves. Of course, there will still be the super rich who don't care, no matter what. No matter what, I still want my luxury leather bag to make me feel happy in this period. You will still find that category of people, and you can still sell to them. Yeah.
Okay, another question. How did you overcome the depression attached with no one buying your course?
So in a lot of ways, depression comes based on how you're thinking about the problem. So when I was thinking that, oh, nobody paid for my online course, nobody likes me, nobody wants me, nobody needs my help, I'm not good enough. Those are depressing thoughts. And those are the things that make you sad. When I switched it to, it's not that nobody likes me, it's that I don't know how to market. I don't know how to sell. I don't know how to put my product out there. When I changed it, I changed my mind. You know something? I changed my mindset. It was no longer about how I'm not good enough. It now became, oh, if I learn marketing, I will improve myself. I will improve my skill. You see, so you can, if you're in such a bad situation, many times you are thinking about it with the wrong perspective. If you change your perspective about that problem, you will find answers. That situation that I was in, I said, hey, I don't know how to market. Sorry, I was saying that, oh, nobody wants to learn from me. That same situation, that same thing, because I changed my mindset around it and became a better marketer, I started making so much money from that same thing that I thought nobody wanted to pay for. That same thing made me so much money in future because I changed my mindset around it and I became a better marketer. So instead, I learned a new skill, and it's tough to tell yourself the truth. Many times, it's tough to say, this is what I'm good at, this is not what I'm good at, and I'm going to develop myself. Not everybody has that level of self-awareness. And many times when you see like an Ife come and tell you, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, you will think that Ife is marketing, just to get your money. But if you have done your own homework and to see what you're good at and what you're not good at, you will see that you need to invest in a solution like Ife is offering, for instance, or I need to invest in my own solution to develop yourself. All right, so it comes from a high level of self-awareness. What am I good at and what am I not good at? And how can I learn from people who are exceptional at it? I buy a first products all the time. Like I've bought her. How much is the Bible for me? I think I bought it. I buy all of the best things. Even the last box that I bought it because she has her own strength and I want to learn it. I don't know it. I'm good at my own what I do. But all these things I feel is doing, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to like write proposal, write this, write that. I haven't had to do it before. All right. And so I will say to myself, like to thyself improve. This is an area of development. Go and meet somebody who has done this thing and has gotten results and learn from the person. You will get results in shorter time instead of trying to figure it out by yourself. I no longer waste my time. If I want to learn anything, I just go and look for who has done it and I learn from them because I can get results in a faster time. See the template that she gave us now. Templates. I'm not scratching my head thinking about what I'm going to say. Just tweak the thing and you can start moving. All right. So I believe that knowledge is power. I believe so much in um in the power of learning from people who have gone ahead or who are better at something. If you learn from there, you get results. I'm telling you, I wish I knew this when I was a much
You
longer
know
time.
what she just said is so important because sometimes you waste your time trying to do everything when you could have just paid somebody to do it for you and you can focus on other things. Like it has helped me
Yeah.
in so many ways, even in my family. Like I don't really like I tell everybody I don't really like cooking like every day. I can cook, but it's not what I love to do every day. I just said, you know what, let me just get a cook and then double up on my hustle on the things I like to do. Recently on this Instagram live video, for example, somebody sent me a message that, oh my gosh, if I do know that you can download the video, blah, 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 I can send you the steps. I'm like, I'm not downloading any video by myself. If you can do it for me. Come, you can be on a retainer. This is what you'll be doing for me. There's no point in me wasting my time. And obviously, he's not just only going to be doing just the videos. He'll download it and he'll do all other things for us because obviously the person has other skills. So if I'm not wasting my time, I'm saying, okay, so now that I finished the video, let me go and start downloading it. Let me upload this. Let me do this. You will waste so much time. You waste so much money. You'll be inefficient. How do I want to go and start sitting and start learning editing skills right now with all the other things that I have to do? In my spare time, I can, but I want to focus on more strategic things. So it's important for me to just outsource. Yes, now it's better for me to just outsource, the things I don't like to do or the things I don't want to do. Like, how can I even sit there and go and start saying, no, let me start doing my online course for myself when I know that, okay, Stephanie has already done it, and I can just easily go and meet Stephanie and she create the online course for me or tell me how to go about it. Like, I know that there are other platforms, I know that there are other things I can do, but why? Sometimes when you're even purchasing something from somebody, you're not only purchasing it just because, you're also purchasing it to also build a relationship. That's another way to build a relationship. People don't understand these things. And when you do these things, it will come back to you one way or the other. So if you need this, I'm not saying just gonna start patronizing everybody just because you want to patronize them. But if you need the service, if you need the skill, patronize somebody that you know has done it and is also adding value. Do you understand? And that's all we're saying. No, just I'm not saying, oh, just go and be buying everything from everybody, but you don't know the seeds that you're sowing. You don't know where these things will come back, to help you. You can buy if you get an online course from somebody like Stephanie, for example, and you have an issue or a challenge creating that online course, you can always go back to her and say, okay, Stephanie, this is the challenge that I'm facing. So those are some of the benefits of purchasing things from people that are within your vicinity or people that you can easily reach. You know. So do you guys have any other questions for Stephanie? Let me scroll down. I scrolled all the way up. Yes, of course, I'm going to save the replay. So I said, how do you monetize your knowledge in the travel industry?
Travel. It's the same thing, guys. Stop thinking that your own case is different. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And I'll give you some examples. Now, let's say you do travel. When you do those travels, you normally when you travel to one country, for example, you will do videos. You will do videos of people, dancing, for example, videos of you dancing in this country you went to. Do you know that some people cannot do video? Do you know this? They cannot edit video with their phone. Do you know this? Some people cannot edit video and put music on it. Do you know that? They cannot put.
We have 2 minutes. Should we come back, Stephanie? Should we come back?
Okay. All right, let's come back.
Okay. Yeah,
Let's
continue.
come back.
We can
Do you
come
know
back
that?
for
Yeah, so if it cuts, just continue. Do you know that this thing that you do where you're promoting your trips, you put a slide of pictures, you now put music in the background. Do you know that people cannot do that? So it comes so easily for you. You use it to promote your travel business, but other people in other businesses cannot do it. I have an appointment in 15 minutes. I just got a reminder. So I may come back and I just take it. So other people cannot do it. There are many things you are doing in your travel business that it's not necessarily about how to become a travel consultant. There are things like maybe how you were marketing your travel business, a tool you were using, a software you were using, a how you trained your staff, all those things. Those can be how you build your first website as a travel business. All those things can be taught. You don't have to teach.
Hello, guys. Thanks for coming back. Hi guys, thank you. Thank you for coming back. We see you. So
Hi.
you said we're going to we'll talk for another 10 minutes, right?
Yes, about 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, you're saying something
So
before the
yes,
phone cut off.
if you're running any business, whether it is travel, whether it is fashion, whether it is hair making, whether it's makeup, the question to ask yourself is that apart from my core skill, eh, apart from my core business, is there any other thing that I do to promote my business? Is there anything that I do in around my business? Is there a way I've been able to train staff? Is there a way I've been able to train, maybe get promoters? Is there a way I'm able to get on these travel tours, package travel tours? Is there a way I'm able to get what they call it, to get brand partnerships, or so getting brand partnerships, all the different things that you do in your business. Just take one like this, one, just take one and teach it. if you
People are so
if you
scared to do all these things because they feel like, oh my gosh, I'm telling everybody my trade secrets, things like that. My dear, right now in this season, nobody's saying tell your trade secrets, but there are things that you can teach, different elements of your business. So, like the example she gave about how you package travel tours, some people don't know how to do that. Some people don't know how to approach airlines, things like that. Those are some of the ways that you can actually, you can just say, okay, do a course, how to approach airline operators. Well, people will flood your people will flood your GM. If you
yeah,
sell it for 5K, it's still income.
yes,
Stephanie said don't sell it
yeah.
5K, but in this corona period, for you that you haven't sold before, my dear, sell 5K. Because if not sold before, it'll be
I
very
think
difficult for people to trust you with their money.
I think that how like put it, I think that we should have different priced products. All right. So I have a seven, my own is 7. I have a 7.5 product. I have a um I have a 10K product. I have a 50K product. I have a 380,000 naira product. I have different price points because I believe that all fingers are not equal. Some people will come and want this one. Some people will come and want this one. Some people will come and want this one. So whichever one that you are bringing, I have something for you. All right. So yes, I agree with Ife. You can launch it for 5K, but please bear in mind that that's
Especially
not
when
the
it's
only
something so
thing.
small. Like it's not like it's a big deal to you. You can just do
Yeah.
that so that people understand that okay, you have a skill. Once you even do that one, you draw them in, they'll come back for more. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll come back
So
for more.
what you find is that you will now start seeing people who tell you that look, I don't want to watch this your video. I want to sit down with you one on one and do it. I want to be
Exactly.
in a group call with you privately. I don't want to do video. I want to do. So that's where you can now have multiple products at different price points, because if someone is saying that they want to talk to you one on one, they want to take 1 hour of your time and for you to take them through it. The price you will charge them is not what you will charge somebody who is just paying for a video online. All right. So create multiple different products when you found a topic that people want to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was saying, how do you price? How do you price a product? I wanted to just give one quick example. When I started doing the personal profiles, I first did it free, and I started charging 10K. The first person who said they were interested was Auntie Funke Bokuna, and I was like, I did not know that this thing wasn't something that anybody even wanted. So obviously she was part of the people who got um, the first fee that I said I was selling it for. So I sold. Maybe I sold to like 100 people. Later, I now
Mhm.
realized that man, this thing is a lot of work. Let me increase my pricing. So I increased it to 20K. People still bought. And now I sell it for 35K. This same thing. And people are still paying. So my point is, so when you are starting out, you can just start it out. Like there's some things that you don't really know how to price because you're not really sure. I do see this for people on LinkedIn, and I charge 40K for CVs, and that CV you can repeat on LinkedIn. So people do LinkedIn CV for 7.5. I'm not going to do it because I can't do that because the way I will take my time to do your CV and everything is not the same way that they'll take their time to do the CV. It might even be the same time, but my own time is more precious. Maybe their own time is not as precious, or maybe they have other more expensive products You know, they're just different things, different ways to look at it. You know, and for maybe for me, CVs give me a headache, so I don't even want people to come and meet for CV. But if you must, and I, you know, if you pay me the 40K, so sometimes there's just some things. There's some ways that you can wait depending on what you like to do, what you don't like to do within your business and all of that. So there are different ways. You cannot. There's some things that you cannot really price. You don't really know the right price. But as you go on, before I was charging 50K for one-on-one sessions. Now, you know, a lot of people are coming to me and it was taking too much of my time. I had to increase it a little bit because I knew that I wanted to spend more time, you know, focusing on building AGS Trap as opposed to doing one-on-one sessions. So there's just some things that you gauge and you're like, okay, maybe now it's time for me to, you know, up it up a notch. So what would you say about pricing? How would you advise people to price? If it's a product like pencil, then it's different. You can price that one. There are different strategies to use to price, you know, price penetration strategy and stuff like that. But for services and, you know, consulting services and all that, it's a bit, you know, tricky. So what would you say about that, Stephanie?
So here's how I think about it. First of all, I get my clients to first of all realize that your value is priceless. First and foremost, the value that you bring, is priceless. So, for instance, if you come to me to learn how to launch an online course, and you launch that online course, what I've done for you, you can never pay me for it. Because the first year, let's say the first year, you launch your online course, let's say you even launch it at $97. $97 times 10, you get 10 customers. That's $970. Month two, you launch that same online course again, $97 times let's say you still get 10 customers. That's $970 again. You can keep sending that online course every month for the next 5 years. So the question now becomes, because of look at the value I'm giving you. This value, what do you think you should pay me? You can't pay me. Jonathan, you can't pay me. So the price I just put a price that my liver can carry. Jonathan, listen, I'm telling you. You just put, because the real value of what you're helping somebody to do, they can't pay you for it. It's priceless. So when you understand that it's priceless, you then place a price based on the different things going on in your life. So like if I said, I can say, I don't want to do more than 10 of these things. There's only 10 people I want to work with. Now that 10, this is the price I'm going to charge. If you want to pay, come. If you don't want to pay, go somewhere else. It's okay. But this thing is only 10 I want to do. And you put a price. All right? It's because of you have come to a place where you know that the real value of what you are giving people is present. So she said she loves CVs, for example. If somebody does her CV on LinkedIn and gets a job and they start paying her 20 million, for example, how much?
And you
As
can
it doesn't
charge
want to
from
pay 20 million naira. Does she want to pay 20 million? So if I would just say, look, this thing I'm doing, I know the way I do it. I put my heart and my soul towards it. This is the value of the thing, but I'm just going to price at 40K. Now, what will happen is that if we only get people who say, 40K is cheap. Now, price is also relative because that 40K for some people is very cheap. They'll pay without even blinking. You just quickly pay for it. Somebody will be like, can you give me discount? Can we pay 2 times? Please now, cut it. So, so the real truth is that when you put a price, you attract a certain type of customer. All right, who is saying this 40K is still too cheap. Each time I pay for a first product, I'm just like, this price is still too cheap. And so I just quickly pay without even asking anything. Because the true value of what she's selling is priceless. It's priceless. If you think about it, if you implement the thing she's saying, if you use like she has the bundle she sold last week or so, if you use it and you are able to get you get a proposal, it passes through and you get maybe 2 million naira. You want to compare 2 million with the 15K that you paid. So the true value is priceless. And when the first says I'm going to charge 15K, it is what she feels like charging. Because the value of what she's giving you is more than that 15K. You see what I'm saying? So to get your price, first of all, understand your value. When you understand your value and what you bring, value will always be here. Price is here. Value will always be here. Price is here. So when people come and say, "Oh, so people that pay me for my product, no matter how much I price it," those people are saying to themselves, "This price is still cheap." I'm telling you, there are people like that who are saying this price is still cheap compared
Like
to.
Stephanie is telling me to increase our AGS subscription. That is too cheap.
So if somebody launches something and you like it and you see the value, just join before the price will increase, because the more she does it, the more she will see by herself that the value of this thing is more. And the day you realize the value is more, you will increase the price. So, for example, I have an online course that is when I launched it in 2016. The price was $299 when I launched it. That time I launched it $299. 10 people paid. 10, 10, 10 people paid. Today, that same online course is now $1,000. I keep increasing the price every year. Every year I will increase it. People will still pay. More people will still pay. Next year I will increase it. More people still pay. You know why? Because the value of that product is so much higher than whatever I'm charging. So even if I keep increasing the price like this, even if I keep increasing it, the value is still here. So if you can see the value that you are giving to people, if you can see the value, it will help. If you can see the value and communicate the value, it will help people to pay for your online course regardless of your price. All right. Now, the value of my when I decide to offer a cheap product is because I want to help. I will just say, let me just create a 50K product. It's because I want to help. Because this same me, I can say, let me go and look for who will pay me 25 million, and I will find the person. I'll find the person. So that's why you see that so many people sometimes they focus on big clients instead of focusing on smaller clients, because you can find one person who pays 5 million and you are okay. You are okay for a long time. All right. But when I come and say I want to help people, for me to help them, I have to sell it at 50,000 naira. It is because of love. It's because of love. Some people will still say, Stephanie, this money I can't afford it. So even if you sell it for 1K, some people still can't afford it.
They'll still be telling you, why can't you do it free?
Yeah. So what I do now is that I just pick a price and I'm like, oh yeah, people who can afford the 50K, let them go and pay for it. I have a book, it's 7.5. If you can't afford the 50K, buy the book. But one way or the other, when we create cheaper price products, it's because we want to help. Because if I decide that I only want to focus on people who can pay me $30,000, I will just increase my marketing. I will find it. We must remember that there are different kinds of people. Some people value privacy. They don't want their face to be on Instagram. They don't want to show their testimonial. I have clients that did not give me testimonial because they don't want me to post it online. They want it to be private. And because of that, I will not even blink when I'm telling you to pay me 30 money. I won't blink. I won't even close my eye, because I cannot use you to boast. I can't use you to make mouth online. I can't showcase you online. And so that exclusivity, I factor it into my price. And I will not even like, what is it, blink, So the same thing for you is that, first of all, see the value you're bringing. And then any price you put, just pick a number. It might be hard for some people to believe this thing, but just pick a number and start.
But they should bear in mind also that there are different pricing strategies when you're launching a product. So some people, like I said, some people choose price penetration penetration. Some people choose low frills. So price penetration is when you come with a low price and increase it, start increasing it little by little. Some people, deal with the HNIs, and then when you just come in, bam, that's your price. You don't really care. And this means that people are very strategic. And if you understand marketing and sales, you would understand how to come in, for different products. So, for example, British Airways, this is even another class. British Airways, when they wanted to launch like a low frills airline, they couldn't diffuse their brand and say, oh, now we now have cheap flights. So they created a new product. So there are different ways you can enter the market. There are different products that you can, create. Although that product didn't even work out for British Airways, by the way. So it just depends on what you want to do, how you want to enter the market, and all of that. So I think we've gone over our time, Stephanie, right?
You've gone over our time. Even my next appointment, just send me an email, Stephanie. I'm waiting for you. So,
Okay.
I really have to.
So thank
I
you.
really have to
Thank you,
hop off now.
Stephanie.
I really have
Yeah,
to hop off now. But I want to thank you guys for coming on live. It's so short
thank
notice.
you.
If you know anybody who should have been here, please tell them to join us. If I thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate
Thank
it. I really
you. Thank you
appreciate
very much.
for your platform. Thank you. And if you're listening to us and you would like to launch your first online course, please, I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to beg you. I'm going to sing for you. Please join the Knowledge is the New Gold Challenge. Click on the link on my bio to join the challenge. It's just 50K. This 50K, it's Corona pricing. All right? It's COVID-19 pricing. Take it now before my eye will turn.